Natisha Lance is tracking all the big moments that had social media buzzing tonight, and that is quite an understatement. It was a lot of buzzing moments.
Oh, yeah, Aisha. Well, it was easy to see that tensions are still running high between President Trump and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. So take a look at this. As the president handed Vice President Pence and Speaker Pelosi their copies of his speech, he appeared to ignore an extended handshake from Nancy Pelosi. Now, you see Pelosi give a little shrug and a smile afterward. Apparently, the two have not spoken since the heated White House Syria meeting, and it's the one where the president tweeted these photos of Pelosi, even calling her, quote, unhinged. Now, that was almost 4 months ago, since Pelosi has brought 2 articles of impeachment against President Trump. And it was about 19 minutes into the speech before the president received a standing ovation from Democrats. The applause was for Army veteran Tony Rakins. The president said the Cincinnati man turned his life around after battling addiction and homelessness.
With unyielding commitment.
Democrats stood with 3 fingers in the air when President Trump urged lawmakers to create legislation to lower prescription drug prices. The 3 fingers for H.R. 3, which is now known as the Elijah E. Cummings Lower Drug Costs Now Act. It is in memory of the Maryland congressman who passed earlier this year.
I am proud to announce tonight that you will be receiving our country's highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
And the president surprised political radio host Rush Limbaugh with the Presidential Medal of Freedom. First Lady Melania Trump presented Limbaugh with that honor. It was just announced yesterday that he's starting treatment for stage 4 lung cancer. Guys.